The ways in which people work together in companies, as well as the way in which companies structure their organizations, are bound to change radically and irreversibly in the coming few years. Could you imagine international business? The ways in which people work together in companies, as well as the way in which companies structure their organizations, are bound to change radically and irreversibly in the coming few years. Could you imagine international business without the Wright brothers? Could you imagine logistics without Henry T. Ford? Or could you imagine a 24-hour economy without Thomas Alva Edison? The internet has sparked a true revolution in the way people work together, heading head over heels towards electronic business. Many tried, crashed, and burned on their unextinguishable e-commerce ambitions. Could you imagine any success in electronic business without a cast iron structure of your own organization? Could you imagine any success without making full and consequent use of all the knowledge and resources that are now scattered throughout your organization? The real challenge is to invent the tools to meet these crucial requirements. The key is not in focusing on the increase of productivity and efficiency in the isolated individual processes. Getting down to basics. First, optimizing your internal organization as an e-business is absolutely crucial. E-business starts at home. The E-Synergy structure is the combined result of Exact's vast experience in business process automation, many bright ideas, lots of hard thinking, and the complete utilization of state-of-the-art technology, in particular the Internet. Together, it all boils down to 12 basic principles that comprise the pillars that mark a new phase in the business application of the Internet. First, everything can be recorded. The ideal solution, one database for all the information generated in the organization, has become a reality, against virtually no extra costs. Exact's unique 1X architecture enables every organization to store and access all its information without ever having to remove anything for lack of space. Second, everything must be recorded. The reason is simple. If comprehensive storage is not practiced, the organization's collective memory will be compromised. Information in whatever form or relevance that's not stored does not exist, cannot be found, and cannot be available as a basis for decision-making. Third, secure access 24 hours, 7 days, always. Why send someone off with a laptop under his arm if the information he carries around becomes obsolete and incomplete the minute he leaves the building? We're talking about the integration of the external Internet and the internal intranet. Fourth, set the information levels. Clearly, not everyone can have access to everything. Each individual user, whether an employee or supplier or a customer, ought to be able to access the information that's needed to do the job. That's why E-Synergy uses a wide variety of security levels. Fifth, assign roles. In principle, people who fulfill the same type of function ought to have access to the same information. The total workload can be routed quickly and absences can be quickly taken care of. Sixth, facilitate only one knock at the door. Workers should not have to search for information in dozens of different databases. So, one login and entering the password only once, and you can access all the information you're authorized to. 7. Digitize or drown in paper. Paper can be destroyed, copied, gets piled up, and can even get lost. So, digitize what can be digitized and profit from the many benefits of search engines, hyperlinks, and the immediate accessibility, thus saving extreme amounts of time. 8. Automate or bust. Do not rely on email, minutes, or paper trails to manage all the various workflows in your organization. What can be more simple than providing every single individual with his or her own electronic workflow that's routed automatically? 9th, uniform your procedures. We found that many apparently different procedures are simply requests. Have all requests, no matter what subject, reach the manager involved by a standard eSynergy form only. And get rid of the confusing and often so dangerous habits of the by the way verbal arrangements. 10th, use the right technology. Relocate all your separate operational processes into one new virtual environment, where employees open eSynergy the way they enter the office on Monday morning. It's where the work begins and where it ends. And use software that's founded on utterly reliable technology, excluding any risks. 11th, introspection. eSynergy does not work miracles. If the organization is not well structured before the implementation, it won't be afterwards either. However, the preliminary implementation does identify hidden deficiencies and hitches in the areas of structure and communication. And finally, the 12th principle: who owns the information? The emphasis on the importance of information is crucial. Information is created by workers and remains the property of the organization, whilst it is impossible to remove elements at a later date of time. The system offers structure and allows everyone in the organization to profit from the enormous linked data network, a universal source that's always accurate, up-to-date, and complete. Directly deriving from its broad expertise in nearly 2 decades of state-of-the-art software development, Exact Software invested 4 years in the development and fine-tuning of eSynergy, a tool that is as much a totally accepted and integrated part of business life as is the telephone. eSynergy is the most prominent tool on the desk and in the cases of everyone, from CEO to the canteen personnel, from customers to suppliers. More than 20,000 people already use eSynergy as a fully integrated tool in their daily job, including all 2,000 employees of Exact Software itself, worldwide. eSynergy skips redundant work at every single step in the implementation process. eSynergy enhances your traditional business software. From day one, you will benefit from an immediate and continuous return on investment. Could you imagine running your business without eSynergy? Could you imagine a world without bright ideas?